Leon Gaultier Jean-Claude Van Damme is a soldier in the French Foreign Legion serving abroad in East Africa. But after his brother is cruelly murdered, he deserts his assignment and travels to the United States to help his widowed sister-in-law, who is now struggling to care for her children. But the job market is tough, so he takes his hand-to-hand combat skills into the brutal world of bare-knuckle fighting, where the paydays are nearly as big as the risks. Yes, hey guys, it's Bloody Jacob. We're back here with another Jean-Claude Van Damme JCVD movie review, and this time we'll be talking about Lionheart, which came out in 1990, and obviously stars Jean-Claude Van Damme. Doing a ton of these videos, and it's not going to stop. It's become one of my favorite types of things to talk about now. From Van Damme to Lundgren to Adkins, Schwarzenegger, stuff like that. But yeah, still incorporating horror in my TV show reviews as well when I can, just sort of giving myself more variety and everything like that. And I feel like I say this with every new Van Damme video I do, but this could very well be my favorite at this point. At some point down the road, I am going to do an actual ranking of my favorite Van Damme movies. So it may change again before then, but as of now, I think Lionheart, damn, it really, really impressed me. I really, really liked, or loved Lionheart, excuse me. It just had absolutely everything you could want in a Van Damme movie, and everything it did have, it was the best at it, in my opinion. I mean, you have Van Damme here as Leon, and he does a really, really nice job. I feel like I say this in almost every video too, but I think this is one of Van Damme's best performances, especially sort of at the height of his career. Especially his late 80s, sort of early 90s, block of time there. I think this is one of his, could be his most impressive performance of that chunky years there, in my opinion. Especially when it comes to the family dynamic, I guess, with him and his brother's widow, as well as a little girl who he forms a bond with. Some really, really good acting when he finds out that his brother's already dead when he gets there. There's actually a really good amount of emotion there that I think he executed better than some of his movies earlier on, and it still stands out to me now in terms of JCVD's performances. I thought he was really, really great in this, and of course the fight scenes were superb. The choreography was on point. I absolutely loved it. It's constant. The film has a really nice pacing to it. Our main villain there, the main sort of champion he has to fight, I thought was pretty intimidating. I don't know if he's quite on the level like Tun Po or the bad guy in Bloodsport, played by Bouillon. But at the same time, he had that, kind of bigger physical appearance to him, so that made him a little bit different. And kind of coming across as more of a brute and not as much of a... skilled, of course, but it was just different. But anyway, also, again, about the widow here. Let me just get her name up. Yeah, Lisa Pelican, as Helene. I think she is actually quite good. She impressed me a little bit. She felt sort of a cut or two above what people want to expect performance-wise from a character like that in a movie like this, typically. But I think she impressed. I mean, she emoted quite a bit. She felt like a real character, and that's probably partly to this movie's credit in general as well, but I still think she did a really nice job in the role. As well as the young actress who played the little girl as well. She did a really nice job by Ashley Johnson. And then he had Deborah Leonard as Cynthia. She's sort of this, crime lord, sort of organizer of a lot of these things. There's quite a bit of sexual tension she tries to force between her and Van Damme's character. But but she came across like she was in an even bigger movie than it was too, which means they put a lot of effort into this. I'm sure her character was kind of a stereotype. I think she had a good presence in the movie. And of course she ends up being very, self-centered and everything like that, and focused on her operations. Even when you think her and Van Damme start to develop a nice dynamic, she becomes, of course, more selfish as it goes. I liked her, and then I also got to talk about Harrison Page as Joshua, who becomes Van Damme's, manager, but also really his friend in the movie as well. I really like their dynamic. Yet another actor in the movie who's a cut above what you might expect going into it. You get a good amount of emotion from him, and just how much these two guys bond and get to care about each other. One of the most genuine relationships in any of Van Damme's movies, even if they didn't necessarily have the most history up until then. But yeah, I just gotta say, I love this movie in general. It has it's not like a movie full of twists or anything. It has a predictable ending, I guess you could say, but still an ending that makes you happy. It makes you sort of feel, makes you care, and there's a pretty nice payoff at the end, even in terms of how sort of, oh come on, it's kind of cheesy or whatever. It's still pretty awesome. I was still really happy with how it ended. But yeah, also you get to see Van Damme wrestle in like a little pool and wear something like that, so that's something that's something as well. So if I had to rate Lionheart, like I said, I've been loving the hell out of all of these movies I've been watching lately. Well, most of them. A few duds here and there, but that's within any genre. But yeah, this is my favorite Van Damme movie. Van Damme's my favorite martial arts action star. We have Lundgren and Atkins close behind. So it says a lot, but this may be my favorite of his as of now. We'll see when I actually do the ranking. So for now, I'm giving about an A, or 94%. I'm trying to be fair here, but I really loved it a lot. Let me know, guys, love Lionheart. How do you think it compares to some of the other more well-known Van Damme movies like Bloodsport or something? But yeah, hey, I talked about Rocky recently, but give me Lionheart any day, huh? But yeah, let me know you guys thought. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.